Chapter 6535. Hayley was a little confused at this time. This was her first time participating in the women's competition as a woman. Although she had studied the seeded players in the women's group before the game, especially the number 1 seed Aoshue, she found that the overall combat power of the women's group was indeed much worse than that of the men's group when she really played all the way to the finals. So she also looked down on the number 1 seed Aoshue in the women's group. She had previously specifically compared the data of the top male and female athletes in the 100-meter track and field. The results of the top male athletes were within 10 seconds. The results for the top female athletes were between 10 and 11 seconds. She felt that she was equivalent to a player in the range of 10.5 seconds in the men's 100 meters. Although she might not even make it to the finals in the men's group, it was still easy to win the championship in the women's group. But what she didn't expect was that she was suppressed by Aoshue as soon as she played against her. And her skills and tactics could not be used at all. The real strength of this woman was far stronger than she had thought before. Just when she felt bad, Aoshue had already figured out her details and knew that her actual fighting ability was not as good as her own. So she was no longer as cautious as before, but began to take the initiative. Aoshue was very dissatisfied with Hayley in her heart. She also felt that it was unfair to all the female players for the organizing committee to let such a so-called transgender person participate in the women's competition. Moreover, this person was not a real transgender person at first glance, but was just flaunting himself in order to take advantage of this loophole. So she was even more resistant. Especially Hayley's arrogant attitude from the beginning to now. It was completely a face of I took advantage of the rules, but you can't do anything to me. And I just like to see you look at me and can't get rid of me. Which really made people dissatisfied. Now that Aoshue has figured out the true level of the opponent, she immediately began to change tactics. Seeing Aoshue start to take the initiative to meet her, Hayley knew that Aoshue was going to change tactics. Before she could figure out how to deal with it, Aoshue's continuous attack came head-on. Seeing that Aoshue's punching speed was much faster than her own pick and roll, Hayley was a little overwhelmed. Aoshue attacked from both sides, and each round of attack was 4 punches quickly. Hayley could only block 2 or 3 times with her arm pick and roll, so she was bound to be hit by 1 or 2 punches. Fortunately, when Aoshue threw fast punches, in order to ensure the speed of punching, she had to reduce the amplitude of her arm swing and speed up the frequency, so that she could not accumulate enough power for each punch. Therefore, although the punches were very fast, the power was naturally much weaker. For Hayley, she could still block it. But even if she could block it, being beaten like this all the time, the crackling punches on her body really made Hayley feel very embarrassed and annoyed. Since she participated in this women's competition, she had been overcoming all obstacles and crushing the enemy. And she did not give her opponent a chance to really hurt her. She did not expect that in the finals she would be hit by a little girl on the head, and she was naturally furious. Although she was angry, she knew that she was not as strong as Aoshue. If she counterattacked rashly, the opponent would seize the opportunity to hit her hard. However, such passive defense was not a solution. After all, if she was hit by the opponent all the time, even if she was not injured, she would lose points quickly. Even if she did not suffer any serious injuries at the end of this game, she would lose the game because of the score. At this time, Hayley was thinking about one thing: how to break the situation. Suddenly, when Aoshue swung her fists and arms, the pair of proud BR3 asts on her chest trembled. She immediately came up with a plan, and did not care that she was being hit by Aoshue. She punched directly at Aoshue's chest. When Aoshue was fighting normally, if the opponent attacked her chest, she would only make normal tactical judgments.